KiwiSaver Hardship withdrawals are reaching new highs, both the number of Kiwis making withdrawals and the amount taken out. If we keep calling Kiwis in a story about KiwiSaver, it's going to get confusing. Both the number of people making withdrawals and the amount taken out have smashed last year's figures within just 10 months. David Callanan is the General Manager of Corporate Trustee Services at Public Trust and is with me this morning. David, good morning.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Good to have you here. Give us the numbers.
Well, already year to date, we've had over 40,000 KiwiSaver Hardship withdrawals. And when I say year to date, that's from 1 July through to the end of April. Now, if we were to annualise those figures, we'd be beyond 50,000 Kiwi who are borrowing from their future self, and that's a significant uplift. So if we were to wind back just probably 2 or 3 years, that's more than double the number that used to be withdrawing due to hardship.
Right.
So we used to see in the industry something in the region of 20,000 per year, 10 to 20,000, and now we're seeing over 50,000.
It has to be quite a serious situation to actually meet the threshold for withdrawal, right? It's not just you can't afford to go out for a nice meal once a week.
No, it's quite, the requirements are actually quite strict. So you really need to be going backwards every week. And the idea of the hardship withdrawal process is that we're getting you back on your feet for a period of time, just so that you can get things back on track. So a withdrawal payment will generally equate to about 13 weeks of living expenses, so like a quarter. What that actually means in practice, we end up getting quite a few that come back. So you get multiple withdrawals within a year.
Right.
So at the moment, I mentioned 50,000, so that's about 2% if you were to think about 2 to 3% of New Zealand's population. But in terms of actual numbers of Kiwi who are withdrawing, it's about 1.2%. So you can see that there's quite a few coming back and having to dip multiple times.
And what is, particularly if you're doing the double dipping, what impact does it have on retirement? I mean, obviously there's going to be less there, but do we know how big the hole might be?
Yeah, well, I mean, the power of compounding interest and investment is significant. So, if you're reducing your contributions by 20,000 now, your balance by 20,000 now, if you go forward 20, 25 years, that's worth 75,000. Mm-hmm. So that's significant impact on your retirement. And let's not forget, KiwiSaver's primary purpose is about retirement savings. This is a fallback opportunity. If you're finding yourself unable to make ends meet, then it's great that you've got that fallback opportunity. But really, we want to be looking after our future selves when you're unable to work.
And what about the recent changes that we had in the budget from the government, both around the government contribution, but also the change to the employee and the employer contribution? Is that, do you think, going to have any impact on KiwiSaver? Will we see fewer people contributing to KiwiSaver, or will we see the need for more withdrawals?
Yeah, so it's a pretty complex issue. There's quite a few moving factors there. I think I'm really pleased to see the contribution levels increase, so I think it's really positive, largely because getting those balances up, getting contribution levels up will mean that balances can get up. And in the long run, that's good for New Zealand. We've got more money in the KiwiSaver funds. They can be invested in New Zealand businesses over time as well. And just at an individual level, you're better able to be prepared for your retirement. Also, it means that the economy's more able to navigate because we don't need to rely so much on the NZ Super Fund, right? We know that in the next decade we're going to start drawing down from that NZ Super Fund, and that's a big backstop for the economy as well. That will start to be a burden for taxpayers once that starts to be whittled away. So it's important we get the balances up for the economy. The important thing right now, one of the drivers for the number of withdrawal applications that we're getting is the state of the economy. So the increase in inflation over the last few years, the turning point we saw with the volumes has been since early 2023. And that came about largely due to gradual increase in unemployment. So unemployment right now is running at about 5%. It's the highest it's been since the middle of COVID. And the mortgage arrears, we're seeing the highest levels in 8 years of people unable to pay their mortgages.
Yeah.
So getting all of those settings right by the government is a big challenge. KiwiSaver's there for withdrawal application as a backstop, but we want to be stopping, that's the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. We want to be stopping people with a fence at the top.
You need a strong economy to do that first and
Exactly.
foremost, don't you? Hey, thanks so much for coming on the show. Great to have you.
Thanks, Ryan.
That's David Callanan. He's with Public Trust.